Hello, magnificent human beings. My name is Landon with Yoga New Mexico, where we focus on empowerment, alignment, and strength. You are in the right place, capable and strong. What are we doing today? Well, it is Malasana, that is Garland Pose, also known as Yogic Squat. It is a full 55-minute class that incorporates that pose to help you get into your weekend. So it's Friday, if you're watching this when the video has come out, but it's meant to be done whenever you want. So if you're looking for a full body class that incorporates some cool transitions with Malasana, specifically Garland Pose, Yogic Squat, then this is the class for you. Go ahead and please roll out your mat, and I will roll the intro screen. Thank you all so much for being here. We are going to get into our full class. Lots about hips and hamstrings and low back. So we're really going to be targeting that area with this full class around Malasana. Finding yourself seated, you can be in your crisscross applesauce. You can do lotus. You can do half lotus, whatever you wish. And close your eyes and just relax. Coming into your breath. Just breathe. Listening to the sound of that breath in through your nose, out through your nose. That steady Ujjayi breath created by that very gentle constriction in the back of our throat. Very good. Releasing anything from your day, relaxing, and allowing your mind to settle on an intention for your practice. Something soothing, something gentle, something calming, whatever you like. Once you have your intention, sealing it with 3 cleansing breaths. So inhale through the nose, inhale, 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 and exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose, and exhale out the mouth. Inhale through the nose, inhale, 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 hold, and gentle sigh. Excellent work. Go ahead and swing those legs on around into a brief staff pose. Bob your knees, shake it out. Putting a little bend in your knees if you wish, helping to keep that flat back. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold. On down, hands grab here at your feet. Inhales create space through that low back. Exhales help you hinge. Keep with your breath. Keep with your focus. And if you want to lessen the bend in your knees a little bit, that's fine. Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. Release. Okay, bob your knees out and go ahead and bring this left heel all the way in to that inner thigh. Now, I was reading the other day about kind of the differences between more of the Ashtanga tradition and then the Bikram tradition and then the Iyengar tradition as well. And sometimes pulling this knee back farther so you create almost kind of an obtuse angle here can be really helpful in getting into that hip. So then squaring everything up at the front and then coming on down in your seated forehead to knee Janushirshasana. So if you notice, the more you pull this knee back, the more you're going to kind of feel it in this hip back here, which for me feels really nice. Keep working with your breath. And gently release. Shake it out, move it around. Okay, next side. Go ahead and bring it on back. Remember, trying to bring back your knee as far back as you can. And if you can only do it to that 90-degree angle or less, or even if it's just kind of floating up here and you need to place a block underneath, that's fine as well. Go ahead, inhale, lengthen, exhale, fold on down. Working with your breath. Inhales create space. Exhales help you fold. Gently, gently release and come on back. Shake it out, bob it out, move everything around. And then your Cobblers pose, bound angle. Go ahead and bring your feet on in, feet together, fingertips, top of your feet here, thumbs underneath. Roll your shoulders back, eye gaze forward, and breathe. Inhales help to create space in your spine. Exhale, soften your hips. And if you wish, adding a little bit of a rounding element to your bound angle here. Coming on down, rounding that spine. Keeping with your breath. Very important throughout your whole practice. In through the nose, out through the nose, keeping your focus, staying with your intention. Using some of that arm strength to help bring those knees together. And you can swing your legs on around or rolling over your knees, whichever you like, coming into your tabletop. Kicking one leg back and then the other. Excellent work. Shaking it out, swaying it out, moving around. Okay. Getting set up for your tiger pose just briefly. So extend your left leg on back and then right arm comes on out. Couple breaths here. Breathe. Inhales, lengthen. Exhale, soften. Set it on down. Okay. Right leg extends on back, and now left hand out in front of you. Breathe. And set it on down. Very good. Separate your knees about mat's distance, toes stay together, and then pushing it on back, relaxing on down into your wide-kneed child's pose. Also helping to get into those hips a little bit. So this posture and our Malasana Garland Pose kind of share lots of similarities. Trying to relax your belly down in between those legs, coming all the way down, relax. Shifting your weight forward. Bring those knees together so you're on your forearms here. Then tuck your toes. Go ahead and raise on up into your first downward facing dog. Pedal it out, getting loose, moving things around. Maybe taking a wide leg down dog if you like, if that feels good. Alternating those heels down. Excellent work. Okay. Now, identifying that left leg, bringing it through base of your lunge and lower down to your back knee. Untuck your toes and bring those hands on up overhead. Modified crescent lunge. Breathe. Inhales, create space. Exhale, soften your shoulders. And if you like, very gently tilting your torso towards the back of the mat. Bring your hands onto that thigh, roll your shoulders back, maybe inching that front foot forward a little bit, and then getting down into your hips, down into that psoas, kind of your front part of your hip flexor there. Coming back to neutral and hands on the mat. Tuck your back toes, downward facing dog. All right, right leg, bring it on through. Base of your lunge, lowering down to your back knee, hands up overhead. Your crescent lunge. Once more, just breathe. Very, very slowly, tilting that torso towards the back of the mat. Opening it up. And very good. Bringing your hands onto that thigh, just above your knee here. If you need to inch your foot forward, go ahead. And sinking on down into those hips. Looking up, adding a little bit of a crescent into your crescent lunge, your Anjaneyasana. Back to neutral. Hands on the mat and your downward facing dog. Excellent work. Shift forward into your plank, holding strong in your plank. Breathe. Downward facing dog. Excellent work. Hands to feet, feet to hands. Forward fold. Just relax. Putting a little bend in your knees here so you can really help to create some length in that back. Just folding, relaxing. Next inhale, coming into that half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chin is last to rise, coming all the way up, hands up overhead. Let it go. Shake it out. Move around. Very good. All right. Getting into a couple more kind of vinyasa flowy things here before we start getting into more of that Malasana stuff. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold on down, forward fold. Left leg comes back on an inhale. Exhale, set it down for the base of that lunge. Then inhale, hands up overhead. Exhale, soften your shoulders. Inhale as you open up into Warrior Two. And then exhale, Warrior Two. Breathe, doing your checks. Heels in one line. Very good. Straighten that front knee and hips as square as you can make them. Right hand, inner right thigh, left hand up overhead. Feeling that lengthening from the base of your hip through your intercostals all the way up. Tilting, tilting, tilting. And releasing from your Trikonasana, your triangle. Go ahead and windmill your hands all the way down to the mat. And then left leg, standing splits. Raise it on up. Set it down. Excellent work. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Very good. All right, right foot. Go ahead and inhale it back for the base of your lunge. Exhale, set it down. And then inhale, hands up overhead. Crescent lunge. Soften your shoulders. Inhale as you open it up into Warrior Two. Exhale, relax. Breathe in your Warrior Two. All right. Straighten that front knee. Make sure your hips are nice and square. Left hand, inner left thigh. Right hand up overhead. Trying to keep your hips square as you like, but if you start to dip it forward a tiny bit, that's okay, but not too much. Releasing, coming on back, bending that front knee for Warrior Two, and hands windmill all the way down to the mat. That right leg behind you, brief standing splits. Set it on down. Excellent. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Very good. Go ahead and bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees. Come on up into awkward chair. Just a couple of breaths. Set it on down. Stepping it all the way back into your plank pose. And if you wish, taking your chaturanga flow, you can always modify onto your knees. And coming into your up dog, downward facing dog. Excellent work. Lowering down to your knees, but keep your toes tucked. And excellent. Sitting back on your heels, stretching out those arches. So in this Garland pose, as we're flowing through it, we'll get there, I promise. I've started kind of getting into those hips a little bit and hamstrings, and now stretching out those feet, because there's a lot of little things that kind of add up to, each pose, right? So kind of deconstructing the main posture with all these other postures as well. So stretching out those arches in our feet to help give them a little space there. Interlace your fingers, roll your shoulders back, eye gaze forward, and close your eyes. Just breathe. If this is too intense on those arches, you can always shift your weight forward. If you get thirsty, you can always grab a sip of water anytime. Your feet might be yelling, they might be screaming. That's okay, just stay with it. And shift your weight forward, slowly, slowly, untucking your toes. Shake out your feet in your tabletop here. You can kind of kick them out a little bit, bringing life back into those toes. All right. And coming into your down dog, walking your hands out first. Then tuck those toes. Downward facing dog. Very good. All right. Walking those feet all the way up. And relax. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Chin is the last to rise, getting ready for a big sigh. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Exhale, sigh. Release your hands. Excellent work. Alrighty, so it is time for our standing pose, standing series, and we are going to do some Malasana kind of in between these postures. So identify that left foot, kickstand it on the inside of your right, and then right hand, right hip, your left hand, inner left thigh, and pull that leg on back. Getting this opening here in your hips from the front, base of your tree pose, and you can bring that foot up to that inner calf or inner thigh, wherever you like, your Vrikshasana. Balancing strong. So thinking about strong foot on the mat, stable foot, and then this inner thigh of your standing leg, engaging that just a little bit, which helps you to push your heel out, right? So when I engage this, pushes it out just a little bit, but then also push that heel in. Not a lot, just a little. Finding that kind of connection there between your heel and that inner thigh. Good. Your strong trunk. That strong trunk allows you to lift out of that low back and raise up your hands, growing your branches as you please. And soften. Kick it out, shake it out. All right. Looking down at your feet, separate them pretty wide, and then turning out those toes. So those toes might touch the edges of your mat, maybe not, but we still want a pretty wide stance. Inhale, hands up. Be mindful of your knees as you come down, and exhale. Coming into your yogic squat. Malasana. Breathe. Excellent work. And then as you're ready, slowly coming back up. Shake it out, kick it out. All right, tree pose, next side. So kickstand your heel on the inside, and then finding your balance wherever it may be for you. Inner calf, just avoid pressing your heel in at that knee joint. We don't want to rest it anywhere, that knee. So either truly on your calf muscle here or up towards that inner thigh. If you do have it in at that inner thigh, remember engaging that standing leg just a little bit and then pushing your heel in just a little. Again, we don't want to do this so we, like bruise ourselves. It's maybe 15, 20% of your strength, just a little bit. Once you have that connection there, as you please, growing your branches. Staring off into infinity, full breaths. And setting it on down. Shake it out. Kick it out. All right. More Garland Pose. Separating your feet wherever they need to be. And inhale it on up. Slow exhale, setting it down. Holding in your Garland Pose, breathe. Now remember, here in your Malasana, your Yogic Squat, we don't want to hunch forward, rather growing from your tailbone, your low back, your mid back, your upper back, eye gaze lifts, breathe. Excellent work. Now if coming up is too intense, shift your weight forward, coming up into the balls of your feet, and you can lift your booty up first and then come on up. But if you can keep that nice, stable foundation as you raise all the way up, then that's fine as well. All right, shake it out, kick it out. Time for another part of our standing series, Eagle Pose. Bring both hands up overhead, holding them here. Left elbow in at that sternum, right elbow on top of left. Eagle wrap your arms around. Alrighty. Now, bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees. And when you feel the temptation of your heels about to lift off, take this left leg and stack it on over your right. Hold here, breathe. Keep your focus. And release from your eagle. Shake it out, kick it out. All right, Garland Pose once more. Nice wide stance. And inhale, scooping up the earth. Exhale, sitting on down. Remember, ducking those feet out so your knees bend out as you come down. Very good. Growing from your tailbone, low back, mid back, upper back. And if there's a balance issue, placing your hands in front of you, that's fine. And maybe lengthening from there, wherever it is for you, it's okay. All right. And then, again, if you need to shift your weight forward, that's fine. But wherever you are, coming slowly back up. Shake it out. All right, next side. So go ahead and bring those feet together, both hands up overhead for your eagle pose. Right elbow in towards your sternum. Left on top of right. And eagle wrapping those arms around. And if you can't wrap, then bringing your hands on your shoulders. That is acceptable as well. All right. Now, go ahead and begin lifting, or begin bending your knees. Bending your knees, and then when your heels start to lift off the mat, right comes over your left. Holding here. Eye gaze out into infinity, breathe. Being that calm in the storm, being that focus. Slowly release from your eagle. Very good. Okay, another round of our Malasana. Not our last, but we'll be coming into this pose through different ways later on. Separating those feet as much as you need. And inhale, scoop up the earth. Prayer position, and exhale, come on down. Very good. Growing from your low back, mid back, upper back, eye gaze lifts. Hands on the mat. Straighten out your feet as you raise up into your forward fold. Feet separated pretty wide, just leave them there. And ragdoll, just kind of sway out. Relax. Very good. Hands on the mat. Downward facing dog. Pedal it out, move around. All right, take that left foot three-legged down dog just briefly, and then bring it all the way through. Base of your lunge. Untuck your back toes, and bring that left hand on the inside of that foot. Getting set up for your lizard pose. Heel toe your left foot up and out towards that left corner of your mat, and allow that knee to fall on out. Staying right here. If you wish to come down to your forearms, that's cool. Sometimes this can be a lot of weight and pressure on our wrists, right? So maybe making fists. Straightening out those wrists, so kind of helps a little bit. But if you want to come down to your forearms, that's fine too. Wherever you are, breathe. And the breathing in this posture is interesting because, there's not a lot of movement happening, right? But your inhales should be able to create a little bit of space in that hip joint. I'm talking millimeters, like maybe not in specifically the joint, but like the muscles around it. Because undeniably, wherever your leg is, it can come from here to maybe here, just a little bit. And this is like a full inch of movement, So really working with that breath, because the movement is there. You just need to really come into that breath and open up those hips as best as you can. If you're on your forearms, go ahead and come up back to your hands and shallow up this leg just a tiny bit, not a lot, just a little bit. And go ahead and bring your left hand makes an L, left hand out in front of you. Bend your right knee and hold here. If this is as far as you come, this is fine. Or bring your hand back. And if this is as far as you come, that's fine. Hold here. If you can, grab for that foot. Go ahead and breathe. Slowly setting everything on down. Okay. Now, next fancy yoga trick is to come into Malasana from here. So we want to bring that foot in pretty close and tuck your toes behind you. Then bring that right leg all the way up, set it down. Coming into your Malasana once more. Breathe. Growing from that tailbone, low back, mid back, upper back. And hands out in front of you. Straighten out your feet as you raise on up into that wide leg forward fold. Shake it out, move it out. Hands on the mat, downward facing dog. Weight shifts forward into a plank. Optional chaturanga flow. Wherever you are though, you can always lower all the way down to the mat and simply raise on up into that up dog. Hold in your up dog, hold in your up dog, breathe. Downward facing dog. Very good. Getting everything awake. All right. Right leg. We already did the left one. Bring your right leg all the way through base of your lunge and untuck your toes. Take your right hand, bring it on the inside of that leg. Heel toe that foot up and out towards that top right corner of your mat. And allow your knee to fall on out, opening up that hip. Hold here, keep with your breath. Excellent work. All right, so go ahead and if you would like lowering down to your forearms, that's fine. If If you stay on your hands, that's fine too. Wherever you are, it's cool. Remember thinking about that space in your hip, right? So inhaling deep, deep, deep down. Exhale, soften. Very good. Bringing that foot in to a little bit more of a neutral Malasana position. That foot is ducked out. And go ahead and take your, this time, right hand, bring it out in front of you, bend that left knee behind you, and if you can't grab for that foot, it's fine. Just stay here, seeking to twist a little bit and open it up. If you can grab for that foot, then allowing that knee to fall on out. Slow, 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 coming on back. Excellent work. Heel toe, your foot in just a little bit, not all the way. I think some space here. So you have that right foot still ducked out, and tuck your back toes, coming into your Malasana for the final time. Very good. Hands together. Think about your breath. Inhales create space. Exhales help you soften. Doing such an awesome job. Keep with your breath. Keep with your focus. Hands out in front of you. Straighten out your feet. Raise on up that wide-legged fold. Very good. Hands on the mat. Step it back into your downward facing dog. Last down dog of class as we shift forward into the last plank of class. Elbows stay glued in at your side body. Lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Relax. Left or right ear on the mat. And just breathe. Just soften. Just relax. Bringing your eye gaze forward, propping yourself up into a brief Sphinx pose, palms on the mat here. All right. Looking back at that left knee, bring it on up and out, and think 90-degree angles, right? 90-degree angle at your hip, at your knee, at your ankle. Eye gaze forward, and then laying on down. Breathing. Some of you will find this right away, and others you'll have to journey through your breath to kind of find that space, that opening in that hip. Alrighty. Leaving your leg exactly where it is, propping yourself up on your forearms. Okay, twisting around a little bit. Take your right hand and thread it underneath that left armpit. Thread it through, thread it through, thread it through. Walk it out farther, farther, farther. Stay here. And then this left arm, bring it all the way back. Twist, twist, twist. Coming all the way back, farther, 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 until you end up in that twist here on the mat. Left shoulder might be able to touch all the way back. If not, that's fine. Just breathe. Breathing into that low back. All right. Slowly, slowly. Untwisting. And coming back into your Sphinx pose. Here on your forearms. Very good. Next side. Right knee. Bring it on up. And relaxing on down. Remember thinking 90-degree angles here and working with that breath. Relax, just surrender into the pose. Staying exactly where you are, or if you would like, propping yourself up onto those forearms. And left hand this time, threaded underneath your right armpit. So thread it through, thread it through, thread it farther, farther, farther. And from here, twisting. So your right arm, bring it all the way back. Farther, farther, keep it going until that shoulder touches down. Relax. Breathing in your twist. Okay, go ahead and slowly untwist, bringing yourself back into that brief Sphinx pose. Eye gaze forward. And from your Sphinx pose, laying onto either your left or your right side, bringing your knees up into your chest for that fetal position. Hugging your knees in, using your bicep as a pillow, and just relax. Full steady breaths, nice and calm. And as you please from here, rolling onto your back for our first Shavasana. In your Shavasana, arms fall out, feet fall out, relaxing, just surrendering into your Shavasana, calm and peaceful. Bending your knees, bringing them on up, feet flat on the mat. And then just gently hug those knees in, creating a little bit of space in that low back. Just maybe you rock side to side, very small circles with your knees, drawing one direction, and then the opposite direction, whatever you wish. Feet lay flat on the mat. Very good. And then go ahead and allow your knees to drop down to the left side. Both of them dropping on down. And if you want, you can stack this right ankle on top of kind of the meaty part of that knee there, lower part of your quadricep, helping to hopefully get into this IT band here of your right leg. You can make cactus arms, whatever you wish. If you're binding with a foot, then cool. If you're not, that's cool too. And go ahead and very slowly release, bringing everything back to neutral. And as you wish, go ahead and dropping your legs down to the opposite side now, to the right side. Making cactus arms if you wish. And you can leave your legs exactly where they are, or your right ankle, stacking it on top of that left knee. Just breathe, release. Slowly unbinding if you have bound, and both legs come on back. Feet come together, knees fall apart. Supta Baddha Konasana, recline bound angle, and relax. Hands wherever you like, on those thighs or up overhead, wherever you wish. Just breathe. Maybe using that arm strength to push down to help bring your legs together. And then from here, finding yourself in your final Shavasana. Feet fall out, arms fall out. Just relax. Full, calm, steady breaths. Anything that comes to mind, letting it float away, being present here on your mat. Remember that breath, remember your intention. Okay, slow, slow, slow. If you wish, go ahead and very, very gently bringing yourself up to a seated position so that we can bow together. Thanking each and every one of you so much for being here. I truly, greatly appreciate it. You are all magnificent human beings in the right place, capable and strong. From my heart to all of yours, have a beautiful day. Namaste.